Imagine planning a vacation to see a family in New Jersey, or a work trip to New York, or you get into an Ivy League university with a scholarship and all. But instead of excitement, you hesitate, worried about visa, fees, or whether you'll be welcome at the airport. That's the reality for millions of travelers around the world right now. For months, fewer and fewer people have been flying to the United States. In July alone, foreign visits to the US fell by 3% compared to last year. And it's not a one-off. Almost every month since Donald Trump began his second term, international arrivals have dropped. And it's because of politics, policy, and perception. Trump has brought back tough immigration rates, revived a travel ban on several African and Middle Eastern countries, and tightened visa approvals. Add to that his trade wars, new tariffs, and even offhand remarks about acquiring Canada or Greenland. All of it has made travelers feel less welcome. According to the travel research firm Tourism Economics, the US is set to see 8.2% fewer international arrivals in 2025 compared to last year. That's an improvement from earlier forecasts, but still well below pre-pandemic levels. Some of the steepest declines are from countries that usually send the most tourists. Canadian visitors, for example, have fallen by a quarter compared to 2024. In fact, for the first time in nearly 20 years, more Americans are now driving north into Canada than Canadians are crossing south into the US. China is another big loss. Visitors numbers dropped nearly 14% in July. Indian travelers, who made up the second largest group of visitors, fell by 5.5%. Meanwhile, only two major countries, Japan and Italy, saw small increases, and the barriers aren't stopping there. Starting October 1st, a new $250 visa integrity fee will hit travelers from countries like Mexico, India, Brazil, Argentina, and China. That pushes the total visa cost to $442, one of the highest in the world. Imagine a middle-class family of four from Mumbai or Sao Paulo. Just applying for visas could cost nearly $1,800 before flights, hotels, or anything else. There are some exceptions. Visits from some part of Central and South America have actually risen slightly this year, but they're nowhere near enough to offset the big drops from Europe, China, India, and Canada. And fewer tourists doesn't just mean fewer selfies at the Times Square. It means lost dollars. International visitor spending in the US is projected to fall to $169 billion this year, down from $181 billion in 2024. According to the World Travel and Tourism Council, the US is the only country among 184 studied where foreign visitors spending will actually fall in 2025. They called it a clear indicator that the global appeal of the US is slipping. So from higher visa fees to trade wars to politics of immigration, the US is becoming a harder sell for travelers. For some, the American dream vacation is turning into a paperwork, headache, or worse, a trip they just don't want to take. And as borders close to tourists, the question is, how long can the world's biggest travel market afford to shut itself off? For more on this, subscribe to Dawn News English.